it's time for your Gianna Volpe report, brought to you in part by Victor Giannini, author of the book Counselor, by Village Overhead Door in Southold, and by Michael Evans, author of The Real Matrix.
I like your sweater, Bruce.
Basic black. What's not this?
It looks very nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Wait, hold on. Let me put my sunglasses on so you can make fun of me.
No, Gianna looks splendid today.
Why, thank you.
She looks splendid. She has a very fashionable
Peacoat?
Blue peacoat.
Royal blue.
Royal blue peacoat. A scarf.
And I bought these at the Salvation Army.
White snow boots.
I got them for very cheap.
And
too.
those we can tell if you're wearing underwear jeans on.
Oh, jeggings, I guess you mean?
No, the ones that are like, the stretch ones that you can see. It's like.
It's very in these days.
I noticed that. And I'm glad to see that, by the way, that, ladies and gentlemen.
They're a size 3. It makes me very proud of myself.
She wears underwear.
Excuse me. All right. Let's get back on topic. So we are a week away.
I knew I would get you going with that.
We are a week away from...
Although the other day I saw her, we were up in Cutchogue at Waters Crest.
Which was so nice.
It was nice.
It was so nice
Met
to see
Jim Waters. Yeah. Mopping the floor. I'm Jim. I don't know.
He's taking care of the place.
I know the feeling. You got to do that. When your name is on the door, you got to do that.
Yeah, you got to take care of the joint.
What a nice guy.
Yes, right?
And Gianna was wearing, and at that, see, we were seeing an advertiser, so Gianna was like dressed perfectly, had these beautiful black pantsuit with the white blouse, and she looked really good.
All right, Bruce, I really, this segment's going online. As much as I love talking about what I wear, I want to talk about...
And the sunglasses are like really freaky.
I want to talk about how we are a week away from my very first show. That's like I've promoted a lot of shows over the last decade, and I've organized a lot of shows and blah, blah, blah. But this is the first time that I'm emceeing an event solo. So next Thursday at the Crazy Fork, formerly known as Four Doors Down, in Mattituck, I guess that's
Route 25.
Yeah, but I'm sure the number.
No one's going to look for the number. They're going to look for the sign that says Crazy Fork.
And it's right across from Mattituck Plaza.
They'll see it. No one's going to miss it.
I was going to ask you to line up Revolution number 9 by the Beatles. Number 9.
They don't. We don't. Number 1, we don't have it. Number 1, we don't have it. Number 2, the Beatles don't let their stuff go on YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I spent like a lot of time looking for Obla Di Obla Da.
That's
and they just like didn't allow it. It's like, oh well.
And Michael Jackson bought a bunch of their tracks, right?
Yeah, he bought their catalog, and meanwhile, Paul McCartney bought like a lot of pop standards.
Really?
That catalog, yeah.
Very wise. Anyway, the Revolution number 9 variety show or performance series is starting next Thursday. We're going to have my friend George Cork Maul. He's going. The Hidden City Orchestra will be opening at around 7:45. I think I'll do my introduction, and then I think our headlining comic Jenni Griffin will be going on, who's on with us this morning. Good morning, Jenny.
Good morning, Gianna.
How are you?
Sleepy.
So, are you excited? We're 1 week away.
I know. It's hard to believe. It comes up really fast, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yes, I am excited. In fact, I was writing jokes.
So. Do you have any ready that you're going to be telling at the show?
Yeah, I do. I tried some out last night, and they went over really well. So, I got my fingers crossed.
Where did you go last night?
Last night I was at Taps and Corks.
Oh, nice. I love it. And so I remember last time we spoke, you said that you kind of started in on the dating scene, and I was excited about that because I kind of want to get some digs on it too.
Well, if your listeners are familiar with Mattituck, the dating scene is very slim.
Yeah. The dating scene's slim no matter where you go out here.
I mean, it's very slim. But you end up meeting people. I met a guy that told me that he was a bodybuilder, and it turned out he just sold prosthetic parts. I was like, oh, God help me.
I'm workshopping one where I talk about how, I broke up with a guy recently, and it's like I've already dated 3 guys out here, so I guess I need to start dating the first one again.
I know, it's unbelievable. You recycle them.
Yeah, it's just Yeah,
you got to travel to meet people around here.
Yeah, bring in new blood. They love that.
Oh, definitely.
/ hate it all at once.
Especially in the winter, it's really hard.
You know what's crazy? I saw 6 Southampton police cruisers on the drive here. And I'm thinking, like, it's January. And I drove 5 minutes. That's craziness.
I know.
So, all right.
It doesn't take long, but, hey.
That's all right.
Summer will be here soon, and then there'll be fresh blood.
And then after you guys, performance, Revolution number 9 performance series. It's going to be a variety show. We've got Magic Hat sponsoring it. We'll have number 9 on tap. So we'll have prizes to award. I don't know how many prizes we're going to have or how I'm going to distribute it yet. And actually, Jenny is going to MC the next event, which is going to be on the 9th of February. And
yes.
And then we're going to have another one on the 9th of March. And I sort of kind of want to keep it to the number 9, even though that means it's going to be different nights of the week. And so we'll see different people. I kind of still kind of love that and think, there's a way that this idea could end up being successful, that the number 9 becomes synonymous with performance. And the reason I love this series and what I really kind of want to do with this is create an open mic model that's run by poets, performers, stand-up comics, because something that really kind of drove this series in some ways was inspired by you, Jenny, knowing as a stand-up comic how hard it's been for you in the open mic culture out here, how sort of unfriendly some places can be to stand-up comedians, and I'd like to make a safe haven where I have a dream. I have a dream that one day.
We'll start calling you Martin.
Yeah, exactly. That musicians and poets can, play together. Little musicians and little poets will play together one day.
I have to admit that you're right about it is difficult, and some places frown on comedians because they want all music. But there are some places around that the musicians they're fantastic people.
I love Sharon Cody at Ridge.
Yes, who confirmed that they will be playing on March 9th.
Really? The Butterfly?
Yes, the Cody Butterfly will be there March 9th to perform.
I'm so excited. You know who I'm trying to get that night too? Gene.
Who?
I'm trying to get Gene Casey to come on for that night.
Oh, wow.
I think
that right there is a draw.
And then
I'm excited about this Thursday with Rob Bruey playing.
That's right. He's going to be on. I think he's coming on right after you. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I love this music.
Rob can play whenever he desires because he's bringing his PA system.
Yes, which we definitely need. Last night I actually did a show without a PA system. I didn't know what to do with my hands.
You were just like you had to like hold the mic?
No, there was no mic.
Really?
Just technical difficulties, but there was no mic to be used last night, so I I had to hold my own hand.
Wow.
It was different. It was definitely different. But, you never know what's going to happen.
But that's good for you for powering through. That shows a real pro.
Yeah, it was touch and go. And they told me to project, and I was like, I live with a 90-year-old woman. I'm used to projecting.
Yeah, I remember you do. And I remember for me, after, because I had the tracheostomy, after they took the stuff out, and I went to a vocal person, I had to do what was called projection practice. So I would walk around the house going, projection practice. Bruce,
Yep.
what? You looking at me like I got 7 heads here?
Well, I had prior experience from a mother. Oh,
yeah, projection practice.
When you have kids, you project a lot.
Bruce, are you gonna come? Are you gonna come and see us?
I'm a little concerned now.
Why?
Because you walk around a place yelling, projection, practice, projection.
We'll get it all out before the show.
And now, the thing that, what you didn't hit with Jenny this morning?
What's that?
Jenny apparently is a night owl.
Most stand-up comics tend to be.
That's what she had mentioned, So, getting up at this, are you not used to seeing a sunrise, Jenny? Is that like an issue?
Well, sometimes I see the sunrise, but then I go to bed.
Victor's over here like
good.
nodding his head. Victor Giannini, our sponsor and a beloved author, nodding his head, knows exactly what this life is like.
There's nights, but then there are nights that, hey, I'm sound asleep by 9.
Oh, that sounds beautiful.
They don't happen too frequently, but they do happen occasionally, and I love those nights.
But is that from doing an all-nighter and not going to bed the next day?
Usually.
Yeah, I was gonna.
I
I did that once.
Thought we'd pull it out of you,
Yeah, it's like, well, I got 3 hours sleep in the last 2 days. So.
Yeah, then you collapse at like 9 o'clock and it's like it's all over and you miss all the good stuff.
I know, and it's a bummer, and I want to clone myself so I can be in various places at the same time.
God.
Yes, but now here's the question: if you clone
That
yourself,
sounds so
will both of you know what you're doing at any given time?
No.
Probably not.
So
No. We've got to get like implants and all sorts of crazy stuff.
Yeah, we would have to, plan it out. Yeah,
which is
definitely.
in 2017, cloning is not crazy enough. Now we got to go clones with implants.
or artificial intelligence. See, now if you had the
AI.
artificial intelligence
Have
thing,
you ever
your
seen
clone
We
could
have
like.
that. It's called politics.
LOL.
That's a sore topic around here.
That's a slow clap right now.
That's a
I
very
know,
sore topic.
It's that way all over.
Hey, Bruce, have you seen that movie, though, AI, with
No.
Haley Joel Osment?
No,
Don't see it.
I'm not much of a movie person.
I got it. You know what? I love film and I love movies. And I even love some depressing things sometimes. That movie is
Wait a minute.
depressing.
Let's see. Gianna
There's just-
Volpe, female. I like depressing things that
I
make
don't
me
like
cry.
that. I'm just saying, like, I don't like them. I'm just
I
saying.
like movies that I have to see with a box of tissues
No,
in
I
front of
don't.
me.
That's not exactly
They
true.
call
What I
that,
mean-
Gianna, chick flicks for a reason.
What I don't like depressing things. I guess what I mean is that I can appreciate the fact that you cannot have happiness without sadness. Very Socratic.
Wait a minute here.
You
Wait a
can't
minute.
have one without the other, Bruce. Otherwise, there's no. You getting your wallet out? You're gonna
No. I'm taking out
some
quarter.
spending money.
A quarter.
Oh, cool. I need money. I donated 2 quarters.
This
to
is
the
Amazing.
L.I.J.
This is
hospital
this
last
is
night.
amazing.
Why?
I have a quarter in my hot little hand, right? And on the one side there's heads, and on the other side there's tails. Who would have thought? You got to have the good with the bad.
Oh, okay.
The front with
we're
the
returning. I was like,
the front with the.
Like,
I was-
where's
it was
he
an
going with
object
this?
lesson.
Yeah, I was wondering. What?
Well, every so often I can really be sarcastic,
Me and
and this
Jenny.
is one of those times.
I'm so glad. I'm so excited. So Jenny, me and Jenny will be,
Jenny and I.
Jenny and I will be beating the street. I don't know we'll be barking outside the Crazy Fork,
Howling at the moon.
howling at the moon. Ow!
I'm really concerned now.
Bruce, you are
You
concerned.
should be.
This is year 3 of concern.
I'm what?
This is year 3.
Of concern. I know. Concern is not. This is like.
You're
Jenny,
not
you have
sick
no
of me
idea.
yet?
You have no idea the angst that I endure.
You're not sick of me yet, Bruce?
Every week at about 7:45 it begins.
You're not sick
In
of
fact-
me?
I can imagine. I hang out with you.
You have no idea how many tubes of Rolaids that I've gone through.
Oh, my God. You
I
know,
love hanging out with her because I never know where I'm going to end up.
I don't know half the time. One time I remember showing up, the first time I went to my friend, or I think it was the second time I went to my friend Adam's house, I had the address in my schedule book and the time. And so I got there and I get out, and this girl, Melissa, who always fed me from Haiku when I worked at Tweeds, always walked my food across the street to me, she was there. And I was like, why are we here? I have no idea. Anyway, we got to wrap up. I do know why everyone should be at the Crazy Fork / 4 Doors Down in Mattituck next Thursday, January 19th, starting at 7 p.m. We've got an open mic at 10 for comics. So please come. I will laugh at all of your jokes. And we'll be back from the break with Victor Giannini.
Every villain thinks they're a hero, especially on the East End of Long Island. Timothy Dune is one such man. He's a tortured soul, and you will be able to put down Victor Giannini's new novel, Counselor, as you're reading about him and what could happen to the East End. Roger Rosenblatt of Time magazine called Counselor an important piece of work. Robert Reeve says Counselor is compelling and will linger in your mind. Don't bury your head in the newspaper or in the sand. Read Counselor, Victor Giannini's new novel, available in paperback or on Kindle from Amazon.com or Silverthought.com. Counselor, the story of what once was an idyllic place that's become home to McMansions and private estates and its effect on one person. Counselor by Victor Giannini, available on Amazon.com. And back to your Gianna Volpe report, brought to you in part by Village Overhead Door in Southold, by Victor Giannini, author of the book Counselor, and by Michael Evans, author of The Real Matrix.
Author of the book Counselor in the house for the second section. Good morning, Victor. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for tolerating me again.
So we've been having you just about every week. I think we might take a break this next week because I've got 2 more performers lined up that are going to be performing at the Revolution #9 variety show, which the first one of which is Thursday night, next Thursday night, January 19th, between 7 p.m. and actually 1 a.m. because we're going to have an open comedy mic at 10. Victor will be reading that night.
I will.
I think so.
All right, sounds good. I'm a ham. I'll do it.
So actually, I think he's going to be doing something from my favorite chapter, Hell Pump Lizard Teeth, which is the one we covered last week, or last time we had you up here. And so we're going to continue. We've been sort of dissecting Counselor chapter by chapter. Buy your copy on silverthought.com.
No spoilers on the show.
Yes. But let's start from the beginning and get to Ruined, which is where we are. Give me a little summary. Who is Timothy Dune, and what is this book about?
Well, this book is about making evil intelligible, sorrow endurable, justice desirable, and love possible by going on a road trip with a bunch of jerks to possibly kill drug dealers on the East End.
Yes, on the East End of Sponge Island, which is so cool because, you know, it is the East End. You've got Montauk in there. It becomes Tomahawk. You know, you've got...
dodging a lot of legal issues with renaming.
And it's really that easy, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's so great. All right, so take us to where we are right now. How do we get to when we're going to meet Julio Sanchez San Corazon, arguably my favorite character in the whole book?
And strangely based on a couple of real-life people.
Very nice.
So where we left off, Tim finally got guilt-tripped to go visit his best friend in the hospital, which, oh, what a big deal. You know, take care of your friend. It's your fault he got in a car accident.
Oh, yeah, we should. That's what I mean. Like, let's summarize. Let's start from the beginning. So boy, here, go ahead.
Boy meets girl, who is younger sister of his best friend, pines after her. She happens to like him. They have a secret affair. She dies. He's racked with guilt and starts losing his mind over a few years. Tries to admit it to his friend, fails, gets in a car accident in the beginning, and now we're at the point where he's finally done freaking out and decided to enlist help from his friend Julio.
And here's a cool thing I said. In the next chapter, Elvis always goes for the throat. He says, the last time I visited him 3 years ago, has he not seen Julio since Tracy's death?
He has, but sporadically, Tim's become a hermit more and more.
Okay, so, but he hasn't, maybe he hasn't visited his house.
Yeah, like they're still on good terms, but, you know, as people get older, you know, you drift apart, but that doesn't mean your bonds separate.
So in Ruins, he is getting ready to go over to Julio's house when across the street, he lives across the street from his parents' old gas station, which is now basically, you know, young kids are drinking and smoking in there these days because it's abandoned, and he keeps hearing something. Mm-hmm. And this chapter, Ruined, is I was not prepared for what's about to happen. Actually, the book in this section after Hell Pump Lizard Teeth, it's sort of like, you ever see that show Weeds?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not particularly the biggest fan, but one thing that I noticed about that show is that every episode is crazier than the last. You know, and they always bring it to like some new height, and it's like, oh, okay, the house is on fire. What's going to be next? Oh, okay, now she's having a baby with the drug cartel leader. The book kind of gets like that at this part because, you know, the last chapter, we had the big sexy mutant butterfly scene.
Yes, not safe for work or radio.
And then this one, when he's getting ready to go over to Julio's house, he confronts some kids.
Yeah, there's teenagers that are basically desecrating his memory of his family. You know, like they worked hard so that he could have the little bit that he has after they died. And he hears bottles crashing and strange violent noises just as he's gotten the gumption to finally go do something about atoning for his sins. And he decides, I'm going to go confront these little punks. And it doesn't go quite how he expects.
No. And it's actually a very, is it a spoiler to talk about what happens in there?
It's a little brutal.
We'll keep it a secret, I guess?
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't kill the kids or anything. In fact, he gets beat up by the kids. But they're doing something you'd never want to see happen to an animal.
And it's very, very moving. And it's one of those things where it's like OMFG in the liner notes. And
I'm glad you brought up the raising the stakes, you know, the escalation of it getting crazier and crazier, because I don't think that the last 2/3 of the book would be believable in the plot sense if I hadn't built up slowly the way that you've been going through it. So you can believe in the characters' motivations and actions, even though they're smuggling Iraqi lizards that I made up half of them to a drug dealer's
You know
house.
what's so funny about it is that it's totally believable to me, all of this.
Thank you.
And so he ends up kind of he's going to see Julio, and Julio's he's a strange one.
Oh yeah.
He's sort of a
He's what I think.
king of an army of mutants.
Yeah, he's what me and my fellow town rats wished we were when we were 13, and we didn't realize. Life gets serious. You can go to jail.
So, and Elvis goes through the throat, which comes after Ruined. After he confronts these kids, he gets some prescription pills off these kids, and what else? A pack of smokes.
Yeah, it's not for him to use. He feels like he needs to pay tribute to Julio, which is part of his personal psyching up how important his friends are. His bias.
Right, and like what kind of guy Julio is. But let me see. I'm trying to find the part where it's like where it talks about him. Like one of them is his Iraqi lizard, Hubador. Jay keeps strange housemates, brutish members of the animal kingdom, and at first, I thought this was metaphorical. I thought that he just had strange friends, and that you were anthropomorphizing them.
Yeah.
But no, Hubador Adobo is a Chilean iguana rumored to have once been slave to a woods witch.
Yep.
Witch.
And this is one of those things that reality's stranger than fiction. This may or may not be based on a real lizard that got loose in Springs at some point in my lifetime.
Was it big? Was it as big as this one?
Oh, it hit me with its tail and sliced my forearm right open.
What?
But it was friendly.
This is okay. Well, Hubador is over 6 feet long, and Timothy is. I remain skeptical that any lizard can grow to over 6 feet long without a steady diet of rich meats. So saying, even though, yeah, he eats fruit and whatnot, I kind of think that he's taking one of the army of pugs. So Julio has an army of pugs. One of which goes missing now and again.
Mm-hmm. This is another thing that's based on real life. My friend had 8, are they Sharpays? The ones with the skin that if they fight bears, they can turn around.
What are you talking about?
A type of dog.
What about bears? What?
Well, anyway, these dogs were super vicious, and they had full run of this very
Did they
welcoming
have droopy
house.
faces?
Yes. Yeah, very droopy. And I was terrified of them. I had to roll under a garage door and slam it shut and hear them hit it behind me, because no matter what I said and how welcome I was, they won't bother you. They started giving me a water gun so I could squirt them to get onto the property and get to the skate ramp.
So
these pugs are based on reality.
And this is also when Timothy's sword gets her name, Kitsune.
Mm-hmm.
And also the rock in front of Julio's house explodes.
Yes.
So that's where we're leaving you. There's an explosion, and Julio comes running out of his house with a machete. That will be back either next week or in 2 weeks. Thank you very much, Victor.
Thank you.
Tune back into the Gianna Volpe Report next Thursday morning.
An overhead door serves a purpose, and it should be as beautiful as the rest of your home or building. For more than 30 years, Village Overhead Doors has been creating and installing beautiful garage doors for contractors and homeowners on the North and South Forks. They also install automatic garage door openers that open with the click of a remote, so there's no getting out of the car in bad weather. For a wide range of styles, from lifetime steel doors to custom-made wood doors, and for all your garage door needs, please call 765-4963 today and find out how your garage door can be a beautiful focal point of your home or building's exterior. Village Overhead Doors of Southold, 765-4963. Make the call and let them add beauty and value to your home or business.